Hi.
Hi.
We are Mother Milk, and we are chatting today with Chessie. Chessie, tell us who you are.
I am Chessie Cloud. I'm from Florida. I'm a nurse and a lactation consultant.
Great.
And a mom of 3
And
boys.
a mom? Yes, 3 boys. Thanks. And you recently made Aliyah.
Yes.
From
Florida.
Great. Nice to have you with us. This is so exciting. Tell us, Chessie, about your infant feeding experience.
Okay. Well, I have always been very pro breastfeeding. It was my dream to breastfeed. Not because I knew it was better for my baby, or I had ideas that they wouldn't get obese or get diabetes or get ear infections or asthma or anything like that, but because I felt like as a woman who was born with breasts, I felt it was my duty and that God created me a certain way to be able to feed my kids. So I felt always compelled to breastfeed. And each of my feeding stories are different with each 3 of my kids. My first one, not only did I want to breastfeed exclusively, but I also thought that I could be Superwoman and go back to work in 6 weeks, get back into shape really, really fast, start working out really hard. And I did all of those things, and my supply sucked because I was trying so hard to do everything. So that wasn't fun. I was also working and pumping.
Oh my God, yeah.
So after that experience, I said, oh, I want to do it different next time. So I had my next baby 2 years later, and that baby, I decided to do an experiment. This time, I wanted to know if it was possible to make as much milk as I wanted to. Mm-hmm. So from day 1, I pumped every single time I nursed. I was nursing on one side, pumping on the other side, every single time, even in the middle of the night. Around the clock, I was pumping and nursing and pumping and nursing. I had to get a deep freezer in my garage because I had so much milk.
Oh, wow.
And my goal was to make enough milk in 6 months to last a year. So, because I also don't love breastfeeding because I feel like it takes so much of me away from me. It makes me not feel like myself. It makes me paranoid about everything I do. So I wanted to be done nursing at 6 months, but have enough breast milk to last a year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I did
Whoa, that's ambitious.
It was insane.
And wait, I just want to ask a quick question. So, like, you're nursing on one side, you're pumping on another side, and then would you, like, swap? Right? Because there's always this, or at least one of the things that we're kind of, like, told is, like, do one side and then switch to the other side. So did you swap sides, or was it like just
how
that
my
you
baby
had
seemed.
enough? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he seemed like he still wanted some after I pumped on one side and after he was done on the first side, then I would offer it. But I had no rules about it. I just did whatever felt right.
Right.
Yeah.
And clearly you were blessed with milk supply.
Yes, I was. The second time. The first time it was really, really rough. I was exercising too much and not eating enough, and
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the second time I remained quite heavy and ate as much chocolate milk as I could, and thinking that might somehow make more people milk. I don't know. It was pretty stupid.
That's cute. That's cute.
But the third time, my baby right now is 5 months.
Roly-poly babies.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He is a breastfed baby, and I knew I wanted to, this time I'm not working. I don't have to pump and work. He's home with me, and I wanted to just breastfeed and not try to get back to work, not pump, not try to get in shape, not do an experiment. I just wanted to nurse a child and have a baby. And let me tell you, I'm much more easygoing about it.
Yeah, I imagine it makes a huge difference.
Yep.
You know, when you can just take every day as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm pumping 1 time a day to feed him a bottle, 1 time at night. But I'm also, for the first time ever, I bought formula.
That's like news. I didn't know that until this very moment.
No one
Wait,
really
tell
knows
us
that.
about really?
Yep.
Oh my.
We had come to Israel on our Aliyah flight. It was, I think, like a Wednesday, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to pump to give him a bottle that night. And we were doing really well with this like bottle before bed thing, routine, you know, you got to stick to the routine. So I took a walk. I found a woman at a park with a baby, and I said, where do I get formula? Because I didn't even know. And I said, what kind do I get? And she told me, go to the store and get Materna. And I said, I never even heard of Materna.
I love that. That's what my kids grew up on. Materna.
Yeah, so I went to the store, I made a bottle, and
I love that story.
He pooped a little bit differently after that.
That's so interesting.
But he did not sleep any better. So if there's anyone who like says that there might be a difference, every baby is different. So it doesn't.
That's a good point.
There's no secret formula to get a baby to sleep better.
No pun intended.
Yeah, seriously.
Wait, but
it was fine, and I used it a few times. I still have it in my cabinet, and I don't I don't care anymore. Like it's really for me. It's like ego. It's
right.
So much of my value I put on breastfeeding, and
now it's just like you put that aside because you know you're a good mom.
I know that at times I have to put it aside because there are more important things in life.
Yeah.
I have 2 older kids. I have my sanity.
Your mental health. Yeah.
There's too much.
Those are such important points. Mm-hmm. That women need to know. And I'm just curious, we're going a little bit off script here, but I'm just curious, so the bottle at night, that's so that your husband can take part in feeding, or just so that you can kind of like...
When I nursed before bed, my baby was like falling asleep instantly. So he wasn't even taking in a full feeding, and he's a terrible sleeper. So I want to make sure I kind of stuff him up before bed.
Right.
And with nursing, it's all these like hormones are released, so he was just so happy and just would fall asleep a minute after latching on. So I said, no, you're staying up, you're eating a little bit more.
Right. So that you knew how much he was getting, and you put him to bed, and then he would sleep longer.
It took a while, but at least I know he's eating.
Right. That's not why he's waking up.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a good point.
And it's not because I was
you being attuned to like his needs and your needs and how to kind of negotiate those.
Yeah, and it wasn't because he was nursing and I didn't know how much he was getting. It was because he was nursing and falling asleep like immediately. So he wasn't getting much.
Right.
I knew it.
Right.
So
and is there like one moment in particular regarding your infant feeding experiences that kind of has stayed with you, or that was more meaningful or significant to you?
Well, there was like a family support moment that I had when my first baby was born. I knew I would have issues with flat nipples, but I didn't know if I would need a nipple shield or what I would need. My brother came to visit me in the hospital, and we are not that kind of close family where people would like walk around naked or anything like that. But my brother came to the hospital, and I said, wait, you have to go to Babies R Us and get me a nipple shield. And then he called me from the store and he says, what size do you need? And I'm like, I don't know, just get all of the sizes. And he's like, okay, I'll help you. I'll do anything I need to help you.
That's amazing.
And he is the best brother in the world. And
yay.
Yeah.
Yay, I love that. That's great. And our final question, which is actually my favorite. If today's Chessie could go back to new mom Chessie, what would you tell her?
I wouldn't give her any advice because she wouldn't listen.
Oh.
I'm stubborn. I want to do it my way. And no matter what anyone tells me, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to learn my own mistakes. in my time, but I'm going to tell her that she's a great mom.
Oh, yeah. Chessie,
Even if you've had moments like we have when we tell each other, I was a really bad mom today, but we're all good moms.
Yeah, because we're trying our hardest. We are. Wait, yay, Chessie. So Chessie is full of knowledge, full of experience, not just from her own, 3 boys, which that's experience and a handful in and of itself, but also as a lactation consultant and a medical professional. And look for her on Facebook and reach out, because she's wonderful and happy to help and has great advice, not just about feeding, but just in general about, being a mom and handling it all. So check her out. And thanks for joining Mother Milk.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.